I would have Who That Nation. This is No Cap No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Molly G, back at y'all with another episode. And Saints, man, we fall to the 49ers 26-21 at home. Spence Rattler ordered another loss under his belt as the starter. Uh Shit, man. I mean, uh, that last drive, bro, it seemed like we always lose to the 49ers in heartbreaking fashion. I don't know what it is about that damn team, but we just can't get that monkey off our back. Um, I thought I thought the last drive could have been, Spencer a chance to just stamp himself, go ahead on and solidify himself as the starter because I think he played well. I think the play calling was questionable. I think a lot of his players having drops. Some plays could have been better passes, like the Chris Olave, drop that was in the end zone. It was behind him, but it goes to my point. I just think we got a lot of guys that are number twos that are in number one roles. Spence Rattler threw the ball behind Chris Olave in the end zone. That first drive could have been an easy touchdown, but a number one makes that catch. Michael Thomas makes that catch. I always say, man, Olave, he like a Devontae Smith. He a good guy, to have to be a sidekick. Like we need our AJ Brown across from him. Or we just need to go ahead on and trade him and get something back from him in return. While he's still young and in his prime. Juwan Johnson, I think he's a good number two. Like if he was the second option tight end, I wouldn't have no problem with Juwan Johnson. But him being a guy that we got to count on week in, week out, he's not. He ain't living like that. Like even if we was to get to the playoffs, you really counting on Juwan Johnson? You really counting on Chris Olave? First of all, Chris Olave had to make it through the whole season to even get to the playoffs. Second of all, it's just certain plays, when it's a jump ball, you can't count on them. When it's a play across the middle, you can't count on them. Like he's just a finesse type of route receiver. Puka Nuka, he got some route running abilities. I think if you swap Puka Nuka and Olave out, I think Puka Nuka will do better with us. And Olave wouldn't do as good as Puka Nuka because he just ain't got the strength. And that strength matters when it comes to jump balls and contested catches. That strength matters when it comes to going across the middle. That strength matters when it comes to taking a hit and not getting these concussions. Alvin Kamara, they say he fumbled the ball. I don't really feel like he fumbled the ball. I think it was an incomplete pass. I think that right there drastically changed the game. I think had that not happened, we probably would have went down there and maybe got a field goal if Groupie would have hit the field goal. Once again, Groupie, he's just too inconsistent for me. Once again, he's another player. He's a backup kicker. I don't think he's a starter. Would you really feel comfortable in a playoff situation with Groupie as your kicker? Starting to think Pete Werner, maybe he's not that starter. Maybe Stutzman need to come out there and take his job. He was flying around week one, but when it comes to certain schemes, when it comes to stopping a run, when it comes to checking the tight end, he just ain't got it. He just ain't got it. Isaac Yiadom was getting out there looking like goddamn Jason David. Looking like Fred Thomas out there today. Boy, looking like Brandon Brown out there. Carl Granderson, he played a good game. He had 2 sacks. Shouts out to him. Calvin Banks, he did a pretty good job holding up against Nick Bosa. I mean, that is Nick Bosa over after all. I didn't expect him to just stonewall him the whole game and not have Nick Bosa getting no sacks. Even though the sack that he did give up to Nick Bosa, that was pretty much the way it happened because Spence Rattler tried to escape the pocket, but it was collapsing in the inside too as well, so he didn't really have a lane to run through. But he still kind of did a pretty good job, in my opinion. Mac Jones out there looking good, but I already knew with the Kyle Shanahan scheme, it was going to be pretty easy. Using the tight ends, using the fullbacks, using them crossing routes, players getting yak after catches. We still getting a lot of flags. And that's what ultimately made me say, I think the 49ers is going to win this game. What my prediction? Better head coach, more experienced head coach, and better players. You could count on Fred Warner to make a play. Just like that play that he stopped on Juwan Johnson. You can count on Nick Bosa to make a play. Just like that fumble that just like that sack that he had. You ain't really got nobody on our team on both sides of the ball that you could count on to make a play, that you could count on to get a stop. We ain't got no Budda Baker. We ain't got no Fred Warner. We ain't got no Jamal Chase. We ain't got no A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. We ain't got none of that on neither side of the ball. Alvin Kamara, he had 21 rushing attempts for 100 yards. You could count on Kamara, but as far as Kamara taking over the game and him just being the only person that can take over the game, is hard. This team desperately could use Taysom Hill. And that's when you know you got a problem, when you desperately need somebody who could just help with everybody else's job that they supposed to be taking care of themselves. Let's look over the stats, man. Mac Jones went 26 for 39, almost threw for 300 on us. Went through for 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries for 55 yards. Jennings went 5 catches for 89 yards, averaged 17 yards a catch, 1 touchdown. Pearl, he had 4 catches for 56 yards, no touchdowns. I mean, damn near everybody and their mama had to catch on us today. And that's just the Kyle Shanahan scheme, just spreading the ball around, getting all these different type of players involved with, misdirections and all the things of that nature, crossing routes. Fred Warner, he had 7 tackles, 4 assists. Spencer Rattler ain't throwing no picks though. That's the good thing about it. He had 3 touchdowns, no picks, 25 for 34, threw for 206 yards. Alvin Kamara, I already said, 21 carries for 100 yards, averaged almost 5 yards a carry. I think that drive that we scored on, I think we should have been passing the ball more. I feel like we wasted a lot of too much time running the ball. Like we should have been more up tempo, getting the ball downfield. But we still was at a chance to win the game at the end of the game. It just ain't work out for us. We've been a competitive team. We are, in the game. We ain't just getting our head knocked in, but it'd be too little too late. And I think we start off too slow, and then we try to pick up the pace in the second half for a comeback. Chris Olave, 6 catches for 53 yards. Rashid Shaheed, 4 catches for 52 yards. Average 13 yards a catch for 1 touchdown. These dudes right here, bro, they too similar. The only difference is Chris Olave he got a more silkier route running ability. Other than that, we ain't got no dogs. We got Villy. He caught a touchdown for us. That was cool, but I would like to see him get more involved. We need him, on the field more often to get these first downs to move the chains. Not just in the red zone, but it was good to see him at least getting a look like, maybe that could start to become something. Juwan Johnson had 5 catches for 49 yards, 1 touchdown. The touchdown he had was a nice touchdown, but at the same time, too many drops early on. Because when you get these drops, now you're going to just be in your head. And once you be in your head with drops, once you be in your head with fumbles, once you be in your head with missed field goals, you could be in a slump. And that's the last thing a team that's undisciplined, inconsistent, lack of talent questionable coaching need is to be in the slump. Because you're already shooting yourself in the foot as is. And you're already behind the 8 ball. But the good thing about it, we still in these games, being competitive. That's the good thing. A lot of people right now, they want the Saints to lose to get a high draft pick. But some people on the fence with that because all the quarterbacks that we thought supposed to be looking good this year, they ain't looking too good. So now it's like nobody really standing out in the QB race on the draft. Kendre Miller, he only ran for 5 yards. I mean, he only ran 5 carries for 8 yards. Ozzie got him. He had 6 tackles, but they was picking on him most of the game. Senka had 5 tackles. Demario Davis had 5 tackles. Granderson, 5 tackles, 2 sacks. Granderson had a pretty good game. But all in all, man, I just think we got to slow the game down and use Alvin Kamara and Kendre Miller and put the game on their back. I think we got a good offensive line besides Cesar Ruiz. We just got to run the ball, put the game on their back, slow the game down for Spence Rattler. And when we do get our opportunities, we need to go ahead on and take shots downfield, and they got to catch the ball. Blake Grupe got to make his kicks when we get in range. I think we need to put the ball in the running back's hands more and just lean on them and then take our shots when need be with Spence and just slow the game down. You know, we ain't got the same type of talent he had when he was coaching the Chargers. We ain't got the same type of talent he had when he was coaching the Cowboys. Damn sure not the same type of talent when he had the Eagles. And he's like a pass-happy type of coach. But right now, I just think we got to slow the game down. You know, and hopefully that'll slow up with a lot of these penalties that's shooting us in the foot. What else I got? I mean, it's week 2. It's going to be a long season. I had this team for 5 wins. These first 2 games, we probably could have stole a win or 2 here with Arizona coming down to a touchdown. This game right here coming down to a potential game-winning drive. Like, we had the opportunity to steal 1 or 2. You know, had Blake Grupe made his kicks, we'd probably be talking about a whole different record right now. Had they didn't call that fumble on Alvin Kamara, we'd probably be talking about a whole different record right now. I do think that fumble really changed the game a lot. But at the same time, we were shooting ourselves in the foot too much. So when you're a bad team, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and you're going to give the other team the opportunity to just go ahead on and take the cake. Because they're going to find a way to win, and you're going to find a way to lose. That just is what it is. But we need to get talent when it comes to this draft. We need playmakers. We got too many guys that's in number 1 positions that is a number 2. We need a guy that a defensive coordinator going to stay up at night thinking how he can stop this guy. We ain't got nobody like that. I don't think coordinators just up wondering, man, how can we stop Olave? How can we stop Alvin Kamara? How can we stop Juwan Johnson? I just think they come up with a little game plan. They be like, oh, we seen a tons of players like Olave. We could just do this right here. Things ain't gonna get too crazy. He ain't gonna just dominate the game. You know, and that's what we dealing with. Taysom Hill, I don't know when he coming back, but we damn sure use some of that. And that's if you even want to win at this point. Let's see who we got next. It's either the Bills or it's the Seahawks. We got the Seahawks. So that's going to be an evening game. That's going to be our first away game. It's going to be in the Hawks' Nest, the 12th man. It's going to be a hard game right there, bro. That's going to be a tough game. But I can tell you one thing. If we lose that, we're definitely going 0-4. because there's nowhere in the world we go into the Bills' house and beat Josh Allen and them. So you're ready to be 1-3 or 0-4? Yep. So that's what we dealing with, fellas. That's what we dealing with, ladies. Who that nation? Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. How y'all feeling about Spence Rattler first 2 games? How y'all feeling about Mo Tutties as the head coach so far? You think he could be doing better when it comes to play calling? You think he could be doing better when it comes to holding players accountable, like show more passion, show more fire, show more intensity, or just give them patience. Maybe that'll come out, later on during the season down the line. How much grace are we giving these people? Are y'all ready to see Tyler Shuck? Like, let me know down in the comment section below. Who that?